Welcome to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan, and we've got another industry leader for you today. But before we bring him out, I would like to thank our production partners for the show, and that is Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. If you're looking for a new brand, if you're looking to get your real estate transactions closed on time, call our friends at either Red Roof for a brand or Chicago Title to help you with your real estate transactions. I got to tell you, that team knows hospitality and they know how to get your deals closed. So you'll like working with them. And please let them both know that producer Danny and I sent you over there. Now, with that done, I want to welcome Nima Fazeli, Hospitality Development Executive. And he is the Executive VP Real Estate Development for C3 and SBE Lifestyle Hospitality, and he's in the Beverly Hills office. So we didn't have to go to New York. We've got him here. Nima, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Greg. Good to see you, man. How are you?
Good to see you. I last time I saw I've never seen you with a beard before. It's always been clean shaven. I don't know what to say. It looks great.
It happens, man. A baby and a job and everything keeps going, and beard goes with it.
Like the logo wear too. That's a great looking vest. So.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So, Nima, for the few people out in the audience that may not know you, would you do me a favor and tell them about yourself, C3, and SBE Lifestyle Hospitality, please?
Sure, absolutely. I've been in the hospitality industry for a long time, kind of touched a little bit of everything from the operations side, all the way into asset management, acquisitions, development, ground up, done quite a bit in different facets of it, focused mainly on private equity development and the acquisitions and development piece probably for the last, I'd say 8 or 9 years, maybe 10 years. Really excited to be here today, and I appreciate you having me on. I've been with SBE and C3 for about almost 1.5 years, 2 years now. SBE, was started by Sam Nazarian, CEO, probably 25 years ago. Has been kind of instrumental in shaping the way for lifestyle hospitality, in particular through full service restaurants, nightlife, and obviously the hotels. With starting with the SLS brand in 2016, took Morgan's Hotel Group private, restructured, rolled it up into our larger suite of brands, and sold in that transaction to Accor at the end of 2019. We noticed with our Umami Burger brand, which is on our QSR, quick service restaurant vertical, probably at the end of 2019, we were at around the same time, we were noticing that our delivery service from our back house kitchen was just kind of incrementally growing exponentially, kind of 25% year over year for the last couple of years. So we saw an opportunity to capitalize on the QSR side of the market. We started C3 around the same time we sold the hotel business. And C3 stands for Creating Culinary Communities. And this is kind of our QSR vertical. We're rounding out our Series C fundraise right now at a very attractive valuation that we'll be excited to share with everyone, hopefully in the next month or so, as we come to a close. And the Series A and B has partners and investors of ours, such as Brookfield and Simon Properties, that we're very excited about. And we're kind of moving at a very good clip, covering various kind of verticals, such as food halls, with partners such as Westfield, Simon, and Brookfield, partners such as Amazon, and several other partners as well on the retail side, as well as the hospitality side. We just kicked off a relationship with Highgate, which we're very excited about it with their team. And we're kind of tapping into their kitchens in their hotels, activating in-room dining, running the restaurants where it makes sense, and running ghost kitchens out of those same spaces in order to add incremental revenue.
Yeah, that's quite a full plate. And let's throw in the robots and the AI, and you've got quite a delivery system. And that's what I called you once the press release came out, and you had unveiled your delivery service. So that's brilliant for the hotel, and also doing the ghost kitchens as well, especially in an urban setting.
Right.
So how are you activating these kitchens now? I think you and I both have been saying this for a long time, that incredibly average to maybe good food in a hotel is just not acceptable anymore. It's got to be part of the experience. It's got to be outstanding food.
Right.
It just can't be what it has been for the past 2 decades.
Right.
So, yeah, and your SLS hotel in Beverly Hills has got an outstanding restaurant. I've eaten there several times, including I think the month that it opened, and I was in
Mhm.
there having the liquid olives and
Right.
a few other things in there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
could you talk to that a little bit, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the full service experiential side, the lifestyle piece of it has always been huge for us. It's where we started. Jose Andres got his start with us, and we have, we take pride in having some really great celebrity chef partnerships like the Iron Chef Morimoto, Chef Katsuya, um, Chef Danny Garcia, 3-star Michelin chef from Marbella. So these are chefs that we love to partner with on the full service side as well as the QSR side. And that's where we've really been able to activate, and I'll kind of chime in on the hotel piece even more so, where, the reason you've seen in-room dining kind of decline so much over the last, several years with the onslaught of the delivery service providers like your Uber Eats and your Grubhubs, et cetera, is because, people were, the service piece on the room service was just declining pretty steadily. And people were, paying what ended up being about $40 for a burger that came late and was expensive, didn't taste fantastic. So they kind of resorted to these delivery service providers, which gave them all of these different varieties within that, 3-mile, 30-minute radius, whatever you want to call it, where they can order their Chinese food or their sushi or their burgers or their tacos. What we've been able to do, because we own all of our own brands, because we kind of control the real estate, and we have our own app, which is called Go by Citizens, which essentially acts as a virtual food hall. You're able to, and if we bring that in property to the hotel, we're able to kind of provide the same diversity and abundance of options that a hotel guest would get by going on their app. But that food is coming from downstairs, which means you're bringing the revenues and thereby the profits back in house, while still providing those same variety of options: burger, sushi, tacos, etc.
Love it. I think it's just a phenomenal idea, and you've unveiled this not only in Los Angeles but Vegas and various other markets. So, how are those markets, in the reception you're getting in, outside of LA?
It's been really great. We've been experiencing some really incredible growth based on what we're seeing. We opened a 45,000 square foot food hall in New York at Manhattan West at 33rd and 10th, right across from Hudson Yards. That's 12 of our own QSR brands,
Wow.
3 full service brands of ours, and a 5,000 square foot commissary kitchen downstairs. That's doing incredible growth and business on the delivery side, as well as, as the office market comes back, retail will pick up again, and
Right.
that'll continue to see increased growth as well.
Outstanding. Now, you're also redefining hospitality on the hotel side.
Mm-hmm.
You've got various partners who have deals in the pipeline that you're involved with. You've also got other ventures that you're involved with. Can you speak to that a little bit and how you're redefining hospitality?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the hotel side, we have these partnerships with Graduate Hotels and Highgate and a few others that we're working on in the pipeline, where we're doing exactly what I just said, where we're able to kind of tap in. As most hotel owners will tell you, that kind of the food and beverage line item is the one that nobody really gets excited about as much in terms of the revenues, the management piece. It's kind of a different animal, but kind of a necessary requirement of operating full service hotels. So if you're able to kind of carve that out and leave it to someone who does this all day long, and you can focus on the rooms piece and the other line items, then that's obviously a no-brainer for most. That's one area where we've certainly been able to kind of capitalize on, and that ties back into the brands that we've been able to create. So while some other groups have what you call these kind of burner brands, where it's, Craig's fried chicken, and that's great for a month, and then that, dies off,
Right.
and then you create, Nima's whatever, and that kind of doesn't really have the staying power or the experiential piece. Whereas with us, because our brands are backed by SBE and are, backed by celebrity chefs, so each of those celebrity chefs that we have a full service concept with, we also create a QSR concept with. And in doing that, we're able to kind of provide a certain experiential element and dynamic to the food and beverage piece. So you're not just having noodles, you're having noodles by Morimoto. You're not just having, a rotisserie chicken bowl, it's Danny Garcia's rotisserie chicken bowl. So our whole idea is to bring that lifestyle element and that quality and the experience of high level chefs and high quality culinary talent to anyone, regardless of price point or kind of accessibility.
That's great. I love it, especially for the boutique and the resorts.
Right.
And what type of reception are you getting with the brands right now? Because they've got to see what you're doing and going, not only does this fit into name a soft brand with anybody, but also their luxury collections and their full service urban core and conventions
Right.
center
And
hotels.
it's a great point, and that's kind of the beauty of what we're able to provide is the full spectrum in terms of price point, from your $8-9 burger all the way to your $90 average check meal, in addition to a full array of cuisine offerings from burgers, tacos, ramen, sushi, grain bowls, salad bowls, and kind of everything in between. And by being able to provide that, we're kind of a solution for everyone. And in addition, we're also able, because we have our own in-house culinary team, operations team, marketing team, development, construction, the whole deal, we're able to kind of be a one-stop soup to nuts solution. We do a lot of brand creation as well if we need to in certain areas. So we're able to provide a lot of kind of different offerings that most other groups aren't.
So you've got those verticals already integrated, and you're constantly adding on not only selections of food, but also new brands. And correct me if I'm wrong, but when you come into a hotel or a food operation at a shopping center, you actually end up controlling that real estate. You come in and completely renovate it or just update it a little bit if that's all that's needed, and you just start blowing everything out, and you're ready to go. And
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We're essentially, to your point, a turnkey solution where we're able to kind of step in because we have the chefs, the supply chain, everything's in place.
Yeah.
We can kind of just step in, especially these days when you have so many second gen restaurants with, unfortunately, a lot of the culinary casualties that have happened throughout the pandemic that restaurants have shut down. But we're unfortunately for them, but we're able to come in and provide a solution for landlords and get operations and grow pretty quickly.
I love it. I think controlling that real estate and monetizing it, and adding to the bottom line of whether it's a hotel or an office park, a food court, whatever.
Right.
That's a piece that's been sorely missed for
Right.
a long, long time.
Right.
And you know this better than I do. We've got a certain group of operators on the hotel side that get it and have gotten it and proved this model over and over again. And it's finally working its way down to convention hotels. You look at what Tarsadia did with the Hyatt in Garden Grove and the food components that they had added. They were way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
But that hotel sorely needed additional conference space and ballroom space that it was way undersized from its initial configuration. And I love it that they figured out how they could put another hotel right next door in the parking lot.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And when you think of it on a conceptual level, you're just unlocking the value of the real estate, right?
Yeah.
So the same way they were able to take that same footprint and add a lot more incremental value to it through really unlocking the value of it, we're able to do the same with kitchens because we're able to run 7, 8 brands out of the same kitchen. So, for example, we did a deal with TGI Fridays, and we kind of did we invested in them, they invested in us, and we're moving forward. They have these beautiful built-out kitchens that are, busy from maybe, 12 to 1:30 and 7 to 8:30. But other than that, they have a lot of ebbs and flows in terms of the timing. We're able to plug in our brands into these beautiful big lines that they have, and they're able to add incremental revenue with minimal CapEx expenditure across the entire day.
I love it. And I think every food that you named just a moment ago is everything that producer Danny and I love to eat. So, the diversity's there, the selection and everything else. What's it like for you guys to bring on a celebrity chef? I mean, that's got to be an intense, deep dive into a lot of different avenues that people have got no clue about.
Yeah, I mean, it for us, luckily and fortunately, we've had such great progress and successes with celebrity chefs in the past. With Jose Andres, with Michael Mina, and now with Iron Chef Morimoto and Danny Garcia, because we have a pretty good report card looking backwards. There's a lot of trust and confidence on both sides in that we'll be able to help each other kind of grow to where we need to be, and they're a great partner for us, and we love having them, and we end up being a great partner for them because we have an understanding of the business from a lifestyle experiential point of view, in addition to access to some of the most sought after locations in the country and around the world. So combining those makes for a very great kind of symbiotic relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, how's it been getting the explanation and how a ghost kitchen works to the hotel owner and or operator?
That's a great question. The one way we oftentimes get mischaracterized in the media is as a ghost kitchen company, which isn't really accurate. We're a lifestyle hospitality company. We're a front of house guest facing company first and foremost. The ghost kitchen piece was just an opportunity we found to activate our back of house kitchens by incorporating several of our brands, by cross-utilizing labor and cross-utilizing ingredients through our supply chain. We're able to operate a lot more brands out of there. So once we can communicate that to the ownership that it's us operating, it's all of our brands, and we can do a lot of those brands. All of our brands have a sister brand which share, supply chain SKUs and a lot of the same ingredients, but you're able to provide two very different experiences. That is where you start to get that incremental pop in terms of revenue and consequently profit, so that you can really show the opportunity there in their kitchens.
And sounding with going back to the diversity of your chefs and everything, it sounds like everything is basically fresh or scratch that has started that morning. So it's not like something's been sitting in a freezer.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to go. I think taste wise, I don't mind paying a little bit more because it's just a better quality meal, and it hasn't been sitting on ice for a month or 15 days, whatever it is. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I mean, look, the consumer is so discerning these days, and they're keeping us as the hospitality providers very honest in terms of the service we provide, the experience we provide, the food that we're providing, between Yelp and Open Table and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and whatever else. You really can't cut corners, and you need to stay sharp, and you need to keep the guest front of mind first and foremost. So that's definitely something that we always strive for, to ensure the experiential piece and the hospitality is really there.
Nice. Now, with your restaurants, your full service restaurants, are you doing craft cocktails and exotic desserts and all of that as well?
Yeah, we got the whole. We do everything. We have a very kind of involved process. We've hired a head of beverage by the name of, she's a bartender mixologist by the name of Yael. She's won, the mixology Olympics, I guess you would call it.
Love it.
Year after year. She's incredible. She has a great team, and we're able to really provide a lot of experiences through our full service restaurants that we can really be proud of.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. It's time for the lightning round.
Okay.
Producer Danny's going to put 2 minutes on the clock. Okay. Word association. First thing that comes into your head starting now. Labor.
Tough.
Team.
Yes.
Construction.
Expensive.
Design.
Expensive.
Development.
Fun.
Favorite airport.
Tough. Hong Kong.
How about tequila or whiskey?
Tequila.
All right. Favorite hotel or resort?
Love anything that love the One Hotel brands. What they're doing these days,
Yeah,
really great. Them and Amman are just on another level right now, I think.
they're on fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both doing
that's
great.
a good one. So, my friend, what territory is really igniting that success feeling that I want to jump into this market with both hands and have a major presence? You're looking across the country. You're looking in Europe. I'm guessing Canada, South America, and possibly Asia Pacific. I'm not too sure about Asia Pacific, but what market's really just igniting that feeling that I got to get in there and get something done.
Yeah, I think all the normal primary, secondary markets are very exciting for us in the United States. Obviously, with the growth that's happening in the U.S. and people exiting primary, the secondaries are becoming the primaries and the tertiaries are becoming secondaries. So we're seeing a ton of growth in all of the Austins, the Seattles, the Dallas, the Houston, and then obviously New York, LA, Miami, DC, Chicago. We're starting operations in London and growing throughout Europe. Asia is definitely on our radar, and we have some partners that we're in conversations with there. The Middle East is huge, as you see countries like Saudi Arabia really kind of stepping into the limelight and trying to really enter as a leisure tourist destination. That's also fantastic. So there's a lot of different opportunities available, and because of our reach and our growth and our partnership base, we're able to fortunately have access to a lot of those different locations.
That's great. I think Saudi Arabia is definitely a market for you. I mean, they're spending billions, if not tens of billions of dollars to completely redo that country from gas and oil to tourism.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the markets. That and Israel are two of the places that are on my list to get to in the next 2 years.
Yep.
I just think it's what's happening in both those countries is amazing. London's London. I love being there. Anytime I get a chance to be there, I'm gone.
Right.
But what you're doing, and I think the monetization and how you are crafting, the experience where, this as well as I do. You never want anybody getting out of their Uber, their limo, or their taxi cab or their own car and having buyer's remorse as they're entering the hotel. You want that big wow factor.
Right.
Okay. You want them to, just fall in love from the moment they walk in.
Right.
And if they see your restaurant or they see your lobby bar at a restaurant close by, you're going to pull them in and you're going to be able to give them the dining experience that far surpasses what they were hoping for. So
that's exactly right
on all that. So
yeah.
My friend, in a blink of an eye, time is gone. How can everybody get a hold of you and start signing some deals up with you guys?
My email is nima.fazeli@sbe.com. Look me up on LinkedIn, and would be happy to have conversations and put you in touch with the right people on my team to kind of start exploring ways to work together through whether the hotel side, the retail side, mixed use, multifamily is another piece that we've been working on quite heavily, and how to plug in our operations on the ground floor and provide a very heightened kind of amenity type of structure for higher end residential multifamily buildings. So a lot of opportunities, and happy to have those conversations.
I love it. My friend, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you
You've
very
got an
much.
open invitation to come back anytime, and please make sure that producer Danny and I are on your press release list. So
100%. Will do. Thanks again for having me on. Really appreciate it. We'll have to cater one of your lunches with some of our fun meals one of these days.
I love it. We can make that happen. I want to do a midsummer soiree for the hospitality owners in California. So
we'd love to.
We'll follow up on that.
Let's do it. Awesome. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you. Take care, Nima.
Have a good one. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, our audience, for joining us today. Telling you, get a hold of Nima. You're going to have a great F&B experience at your property, whether it's a hotel, a restaurant, multifamily, office parks, retail. This is a company to watch and to get involved with. It really is. I do want to thank our production partners again today. Kind people over at Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group. I want to thank you for watching. We'll be back with another episode, another leader. And in the meantime, remember to be kind, share your knowledge. Now go be amazing.